English around the world, the United States in brief history. In this unit, we're going to travel around the USA's main history. Christopher Columbus reached a continent previously unknown to the Europeans in 1492. European countries, Spain mainly, are going to explore and settle this new land. Pilgrim Fathers. In 1620, 100 settlers from the UK and Holland sailed across the Atlantic Ocean in the Mayflower. They landed at Plymouth, Massachusetts. However, their first winter was severe, and their crops failed in the new climate and unfamiliar soil. Half of the settlers died due to the lack of fresh food. The few who survived were saved by Native Americans of the Iroquois tribe. The first settlers had much to be thankful for, so a feast was planned. That is how Thanksgiving Day became an American tradition. Watch Unit 25 for more info. 13 first colonies. More and more settlers were arriving. By the 1770s, there were 13 colonies with 2 million people. They were prospering and had developed their own political and legal system. Independence War. The 13 colonies began a rebellion against British rule in 1775 and proclaimed their independence in 1776. The United States became an independent country. A new constitution was written in 1789, and it became the basis for the government. George Washington was the first president. People from different countries continued arriving to the USA, looking for opportunities and a better life. So the expansion to the West territories continued. Mexican War. The Republic of Texas was annexed in 1845. The Mexican-American War started, and the Mexican Army was defeated, 1846-48. The 1848 Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo granted California, New Mexico, Arizona, and Nevada to the United States. Gold Rush. Simultaneously, gold was discovered, pulling over 100,000 men to California in a matter of months. Civil War. Slavery was abolished in all the northern states at the turn of the 19th century, but not so in the southern states. Because of the heavy European demand for cotton, the 1860 presidential election of Republican Abraham Lincoln triggered a crisis. 11 states seceded to found the Confederacy in 1861. The other 25 states supported the federal government, the Union. The assassination of President Abraham Lincoln took place in April 1865. After 4 years of warfare, the Confederacy surrendered, and slavery was abolished everywhere in the nation. Leading country. Thanks to the arrival of millions of immigrants from Europe and Asia, the United States became the leading industrialized power. At the turn of the 20th century, the new nation grew very rapidly in population and area. Pioneers pushed the frontier to the west. The process finally ended around 1890 to 1910. The United States emerged as a world economic and military power after 1890. World War I. Initially neutral in World War I, the U.S. declared war on Germany in 1917 and helped the Allied victory the following year, 1918. The Wall Street crash of 1929 marked the beginning of Great Depression. World War II. After the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, the United States entered World War II and helped defeat Nazi Germany in Europe. Cold War. The United States and the Soviet Union emerged as opposing superpowers after World War II. The Cold War had begun. This fact is going to influence the space race too. First man on the moon. Americans Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon in 1969. Also, the United States participated in the wars in Korea and Vietnam to contain communist expansion. The economy was in transition after 1970 from heavy industry to a service economy based on high technology. The Cold War ended when the Soviet Union dissolved in 1991. International conflict returned in 2001 following the September 11 attacks. Don't miss all the units. Thanks to everyone who shared their pictures and videos.